Good morning, Year 4. How are you? Today we're going to be starting a new unit in English, which is going to be all about writing a diary entry. Now this week we're going to be focusing all on the features of a diary, and we're going to be making sure that we can successfully know how to use these correctly. Today's lesson we're going to be learning how to write in first person. So by the end of this lesson you will be able to identify the 3 points of view that we write in. You will be able to decide whether sentences are written in first, second or third person by looking at the pronouns that are used in the text. And you will also be able to change a third person text into a first person text. So although we're looking at all 3 points of view today, we will be focusing mainly on first person because that will be your main activity for today. I do have some retrieval questions for you, so if you'd like to pause the video and have a go at making your way through the following 4 questions, please. Off you go. Okay, number 1. So question number 1 and 2 are based on our reading activities from last week. So if someone has recoiled, how have they moved? Do you remember? That's right. If someone recoils, they suddenly spring or flinch back. So they might have, so for example, if I saw a spider, I might have recoiled backwards because it made me a bit frightened. Okay. Number 2, give a definition for the word defiantly. So not definitely, that difference, the defiantly word. I wonder if you came up with the same or a similar definition to me. Defiantly is where you say something or you act in a way that shows that you want to resist doing something, that you don't want to do it, or you want to disobey, show that disobedience towards someone. It's all about really that you don't want to do it, you want to stand your ground and you just want to show them that no, you're not going to do what they want you to do. Okay. Number 3, use one of the following time conjunctions to make this sentence make sense. Since, suddenly, then and before. So there is 2 time conjunctions that you could use that would make sense. So I thought I heard a noise. A rat scurried past me. So I thought I heard a noise since a rat scurried past me. I thought I heard a noise suddenly a rat scurried past me. I thought I heard a noise then a rat scurried past me. Or I thought I heard a noise before a rat scurried past me. Now you could have had the time conjunction then, but also I chose to use the time conjunction suddenly because I wanted to add a bit of suspense to my writing. I thought I heard a noise. Suddenly a rat scurried past me. Okay. Number 4 was using the above sentence to change that verb scurried and make it better by adding an adverb to describe how the rat scurried past. Now if you're unsure what the word scurried means, scurried is a verb, it's an action, a doing word, and it means where someone is running past you quite quickly. So a rat had been running past me at quite a fast speed. So knowing what the definition of this word scurried means, could we use an adverb to describe how the rat scurried? Well, you might have said the following adverbs, or you may have came up with your own. Quickly, so the rat quickly scurried past me. Silently scurried past me. Sneakily scurried past me. Now make sure that I probably wouldn't have said slowly, because if you're scurrying, someone's scurrying past you, they're moving quite quick, okay? So I would have probably used one of those following 3, or if you've got anything similar to those, that would be correct too. Well then, if you've got all of those correct, Year 4, we are going to move on to today's lesson. So this week and the coming weeks, we are going to be writing a diary entry. But to write a diary entry, we need to know what features there are, because that will mean that when you are writing your diary entry, your writing will go up to the sky because you will have fantastic writing, because you will already be an expert on what needs to be included. This is why this week we are going to be just focusing on the features of a diary, breaking it down into those little steps so that we can work on one feature at a time to really perfect it and make it amazing, okay? Now, your diary entry will be all about our class book, The Explorer. Now, I know lots of you are really enjoying reading this, so what I thought was that when we do write the diary entry, you are going to write it as if you are Fred, okay? So you're going to write it as if you are Fred and you are going to be explaining how you are feeling in this jungle, in the rainforest, how you are feeling being abandoned, being lost, or being alone, okay? Now, we're not going to talk about it too much in today's lesson, but I just wanted to give you an outline of where we are going with this, okay? So we will be basing it on the book The Explorer. But today we are going to be looking at the different points of view that we can write in. So when we write a piece of text, we can write it in 3 different points of view. Do you know what these points of view are called? Pause the video and have a think. Okay, maybe this will give you a little bit of a clue. So let me put myself up here out of the way. So one point of view is coming from this speech bubble here, and it's saying, I was going to the fun fair today. I was so excited. Have a think what point of view you think that might be. Another point of view is, have you ever wondered what life would be like as a superhero? Have a think what that point of view might be. And the final point of view here, the boys ran from the house screaming. Riley was terrified. So here are 3 examples of the 3 points of view. Now texts can be written in first, second or third person. We are going to be finding out a bit more about those today. So let's have a look at first person first. First person is the most important person that we need to know today because that is how you will write your diary entry. Because when you write a diary entry, you always write in the first person because you are the person writing it about yourself or about a person you're pretending to be. So you will be pretending to be Fred, you will be in his thoughts, you will really immerse yourself in the character. So you need to make sure that you are writing in first person. Now, when we are writing in the 3 different types of points of view, different pronouns are used depending on what point of view it is. So when we're writing in first person, in this box here are the pronouns used when we're writing this way. So, my, me, mine, we, our, ours, us. Also, the most important one is I. So if I said, I went shopping, that would be in first person. Or I picked my shopping up from the supermarket, that is also first person. So when you are identifying whether or not you've written in first person, you can check your writing by asking yourself, have I included these pronouns in my writing? So, in first person, you always describe how you feel and what you are doing or have done. So when you're writing your diary, you will be writing about how you are feeling as Fred, what you are doing in the forest, and what you have done in the forest, using the pronoun I. So an example, last year, I went to Spain with my family. I loved it. So you're talking about yourself, okay? So that is first person. The second point of view is second person. So if you're writing in the second person, you talk to the reader directly. And there are only a couple of pronouns that we use when we're writing in second person. And these are your or yours and also you as well. So this uses the pronoun you. And an example of this is before you begin, make sure that you have all of the tools listed below. Or make sure you carry your scissors in a sensible way. Could also be writing in the second person. So when you're writing in the second person, make sure you look out for the pronouns your, yours, or you. And finally, third person. Now this is the one that you're probably most familiar with. All through year 4, we've been mostly writing in third person because when you write in third person, you write about other people or other characters. Okay, so when you've been writing about your setting descriptions, you've been writing about the characters inside them. And the pronouns you might use when you're writing in third person are her or hers, his, theirs, she, he. And that is to do with the character's name. So you might address them as he or she or they. Okay. So an example of a piece of text which is written in the third person. Michelle sped off at top speed and was soon in first place. She couldn't believe that she was going to win. So you can see that they've used the pronouns she, they've also used the name Michelle here, okay, to make sure that they know that this is third person. Another example is Roxy had to go to the dentist. Her tooth had fallen out. So I'm talking about another person, another character in third person, okay? If I was writing about myself, Roxy had to go to the dentist. Her tooth had fallen out. How would I change that to make that first person? Maybe I would say, I had to go to the dentist. My tooth had fallen out. So I've changed those pronouns. Instead of her tooth fell out, my tooth fell out. Instead of Roxy going to the dentist, I went to the dentist. So it's all about those pronouns. That will help you understand whether it's written in first, second, or third person. Okay. I have got a challenge for you now. Based on what you know now from writing in first, second, or third person, I would like you to decide if the following sentences on the screen are written in first, second, or third person. Okay, you ready? We'll do the first one together and then you will do the next one yourself. So, Sophie was going to the cinema to meet her friends. I'm thinking first of all, what pronouns can I see here? Well, I can see a name, Sophie. That's one of my pronouns. I can see another pronoun here, her. When I am using the pronoun her, am I writing in first, second, or third person? Well, I know that in first person it's I, my. Second person is your, yours, or you. And third person is her, he, she, their. So this is written in third person. Okay, have a look at this one. Pause the video and have a think. Is this first, second, or third person? Off you go. Okay, so I can see some pronouns here. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. When we have the pronoun I, it is first person. Fantastic. Okay, next one. Pause the video, have a think. Okay, where shall we go now? Wondered Tim and Holly as they sat in their car. Can you spot the same pronouns as me? I spotted the pronouns they and their. And when we speak about other characters, like Tim and Holly, giving them names, that is third person. Fantastic work, year 4. Have a look at another one then. Pause the video and have a think, please. Okay, did you spot the same pronouns as me? I spotted the pronoun do. I spotted the pronoun well. Have I made a mistake here, year 4? I think I have. I've used the wrong pronouns, haven't I? So my pronoun here is you. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, after reading this story, you will. Now, because you are using that pronoun you, is that first, second, or third person? Fantastic. It is second person. Great job. Okay, pause the video and have a think about this one, please. Okay. I think most of you are already shouting at the screen by now that it is first person because it's using this pronoun I. Can you spot any other pronouns in this sentence that tells you that it's first person? Well done. My new school, my stomach churned, my hands began to shake. It's all about me or that person who's written that. Great job. Okay. Are you an early bird or are you a night owl? Pause the video and think first, second, or third person. Off you go. Okay, can you guess? It is second person. You, an early bird. You, a night owl. There might be one more. Oh, no, there's not one more. Okay, well done, year 4. That is your first step into becoming fantastic at writing in the first person. Head over to part 2 and we will continue the rest of the lesson on.